Well, Mark Robertson, we're here at the training grounds at 4:10. There seems to have been a lot going on a Monday afternoon. Tell us what's been the main focus?
Yeah, well, we come in later to give the lads more recovery, so they come in at 11 to give them a bit more recovery, and we had a meeting. We had to put Saturday's game to bed because I don't think it's ever good to talk too much straight after games. It's too emotional. Players are too emotional. Sometimes, coaches can be too emotional, so we had to put that to bed. That went on longer, but in a good way. We planned sort of a 45-minute meeting around various things, but that ended up going on a lot longer. But that's a positive because the players they made it go on longer because they wanted to talk about certain things. There was some things we had to discuss off the pitch as well as on the pitch, which are vital. So it's all positive. So we just need to be flexible with the timings. And then the lads that started, they were off feet. They went through a few things, and then they go to the Cairo chamber down with Chris in Wimbledon. And then the non-starters and the ones that did less minutes did a session this afternoon with the coaches, which went really, really well. So the Mondays have to be what they be, but we need to put the game to bed properly and then move on. Looking forward to Shrewsbury.
Are the players getting used to the new hours in a way?
Yeah, they're fine because they're engaged, they're stimulated, they're positive meetings, and it's how you grow. You have to have these meetings. I have to get the players talking. I've outlined them today, something that I wanted to introduce as we went along, but I think it's the right time to bring it in now in terms of how they look after certain aspects of training sessions, because I needed to do that because of Saturday's performance, in terms of the way we were on Saturday, in terms of our behaviours on the pitch. So that's come forward a little bit quicker than I would like, but it's needs must. So, but they understand, and as I said, the ones that trained today bought into it straight away, and we've had a really, really good session.
I was lucky enough on the way to Peterborough to listen into some of the planning at the team hotel.
Yeah.
You with the players ahead of the game. Do you feel that some of them are really, standing up and being counted and wanting to state their view more?
100%, they all, but we're talking about a big change in mindsets here, Chris, and I don't mean that disrespectfully in any way. We are talking about a complete change in mindsets, and that takes time. I mean, they say to change a bad habit takes 90 days of opposite behaviour. So you're trying to change some habits that may have been going on for years and years, and you're trying to change those for the good of them and for the good of the club. So it takes time. As I said to you before, people talk about revert to type. That's what revert to type is. You're reverting back to bad habits, and changing habits. As I said, it's if they say it's a 90-day process to change a habit completely before you behave in a different way. So we haven't got 90 days, but I've seen a massive change in the boys, the way they're looking at things, and I'm having lots of honest conversations with them. I've always said to them I'll be nothing but honest, and their reactions are good. It's taking away the deflection and looking at things honestly, getting rid of the ifs, buts and maybes, and realising that nothing's personal, that it's all to make them better and help the club grow. So I'm really pleased with I wasn't pleased with Saturday's performance, but I'm really pleased with their reflection and attitude towards it.
The next run of games coming up, in a way it's like a mini league with the teams around us. Do you share that view?
Well, listen, it obviously is, you can see that, but no, that's not our approach to it. If you start talking about mini leagues, and that just puts another pressure that you don't need. So as I said, it just continually goes back to, the only pressure on them is to come in and be the best they can be every single day.
And Shrewsbury have had good home form recently. Is a similar performance going to be required to what the squad showed at Wigan?
No, it's going to need to be better than Wigan because we were only really good for 35 minutes, so it's going to need to be better than that. But we're capable of better than that. And that was the first game, that we were together. So I know they're more than capable of that. They showed, as I said, 45 minutes against Peterborough, and that's what we went through today. And then we had a poor 10 minutes against Peterborough. Gillingham was a lot better, and then Saturday we went away from where we were going. We started doing things off our own back that was away from what we've talked about and what we've worked on, and the end result was a very tepid, un-Wimbledon-like performance. So that's what I've said, that won't happen, that can't happen again, and I'm sure it won't.
It's been your first month of leading the first team. How have you found it, and what have been the real difficult challenges?
I'm thoroughly enjoying it, to be honest. The challenge, and I love the challenges. Throughout, for a huge part of my life, I've taken myself hugely out of my comfort zone. So, I enjoy, if you don't enjoy challenges and you want to be a head coach of a football club, then you're not in the right job. So I'm enjoying the challenges. I knew that throw up. Obviously, you don't enjoy the defeats, but as I said, as long as you stay process driven, then you feel you're in control of your own destiny, and that's where I feel we are.
Moving on to team news, Ollie Palmer joined a few of my colleagues in the WDON commentary box on Saturday, but how's he progressing with his fitness?
Yeah, Ollie's doing well. So Ollie's going to play tomorrow, and we got a fixture for the under-23s. We'll be quite young, but the opposition they're a first team, so we're playing Eastbourne's first team. So I had a good chat with Ollie, and I said I want him to play in that. And his attitude has been great. So again, we talk about changing mindsets. His attitude's been excellent. He come in and trained Saturday morning, so we've set him targets in terms of how we're going to play, and I'm getting that game filmed, and that'll be fed back. And it's the same with other younger players as well. One of my biggest things that I haven't felt right is when young players, and no, he's not a young player, that's a different situation, but say for Dan, for example, and Paul Sue, Paul's been coming on for 5-10 minutes here and there. Dan hasn't played now, I think, for 5 weeks, so I want Dan to go and play in that game, because if we're going to need him, we've had it in the past where young players haven't played games of football for 2 months, they come on, don't have a good game, and they're never seen again. So I want to change that. I need to be a little bit more fearless in my substitutions, I think. So Dan's going to go and play minutes tomorrow. Paul Sue's going to play minutes again. They've got targets on how they need to affect the game in line with our structure of how we're going to play. And I think the good thing is now that every team will be playing the same style of football. So the lads tomorrow will be playing exactly the same as the first team play. So they need to go and affect the game in a certain way. And I think them getting those minutes when they're called upon for the first team, it's going to help them.
Some of the other players, Callum Riley, is he okay now?
Yeah, Callum's good. Had a really, really good session today. Really pleased with him. And again, he trained Saturday. And again, so these are little gains that you don't see. So Callum could have been in the squad Saturday, but again, I said, look, I'd rather you train Saturday morning. I want you to get that extra sharpness back. And he come down and done some position-specific stuff, as well as training with some of the younger pros. Attitude fantastic. He's coming in, another good session. So these are the little shifts in mindsets that you don't see, where players before would have just been thinking, oh, I'm not in the squad. That's a massive game for me. So I'm really pleased, and Cal will be involved tomorrow.
Is everyone else okay who was involved on Saturday?
Yeah, everyone else is good. I've run around quite a few of them on Sunday to see how they're feeling. But yeah, everyone else is good. There's just young Corey, still got a slight injury there. Zach Robinson trained today, so he'll be getting 45 minutes in the game tomorrow, which is good. So I think I haven't missed anyone, Chris. They're all good.
Sharon Harrison, you did say after the game at Peterborough that it wasn't as bad as first fear, but how things moved on with him?
Yeah, we've got more news. As I said, nothing was broken, but it's not great news in terms of the damage that he's done. So it's going to be a minimum of 8 weeks for Sharon, unfortunately, which is a real shame. But I feel really sorry for the lad. But it is what it is. His attitude's already been fantastic, and we'll give him all the support he needs to get him back as quick as we can.
Some real bad news coming in this afternoon about Steve Cotterill from big Wimbledon connection going back to hospital. What's your message to him?
I was going to say that before you said it. It's terrible news. So all our thoughts are obviously with Steve and his family, and that we hope that he makes a full recovery, and he's back to work soon. So everyone, not just my thoughts, everyone at Wimbledon, our thoughts are with him and his family.